Good morning, students. Today we are going to start chapter 2, fractions and decimals. So what are the need of fractions? Consider the following scenario. Can you finish the whole cake? No, I can't. So how many cakes did you eat? If you are taking one piece or two pieces out of the whole cake, what would you say? One. No, one cannot be the answer. Zero. No, zero can also not be the answer. Why so? Because either I have taken one piece or two pieces like this. So it suggests that we need a new kind of number, that is fraction. So what are fractions? Fractions are the numbers that stand for part of a whole. That means out of the whole things we have taken a part of it. So a fraction may show part of one whole thing. So you can see there on the screen that red circle is representing the whole and the blue circle is representing the part out of whole. So fraction is the part out of a whole. Now half. What is half? One of two equal parts. Here on the screen you can see very clearly that the triangle, circle and a rectangle has been divided into two equal parts. So what would you say? What is the fraction of one color of out of all these? This is 1 upon 2. What is third? One of three equal parts. 1 upon 3. What is quarter? One part of four equal parts. Quarter, 1/4. 1 upon 4. That means 1 out of 4 equal parts. Now numerator. As we know that fraction is represented by numerator upon denominator. So what is numerator? The number above the fraction line to show a number of parts in a whole. Like if I'll talk about pizza and I have taken one out of the four pieces. So how many pieces are remaining here? Three pieces out of four pieces. So what would be the fraction? That is 3 upon 4. That means the pieces left is 3, which is considered to be numerator. And denominator, the number below the fraction line to show number of equal parts that the whole is divided. Again, taking the same example, there are 4 pieces of this pizza, out of which I have taken one. Now how many are remaining? 3 are remaining. So the fraction of remaining pieces of pizza is 3 upon 4. So 3 is the numerator and 4 is the denominator. Means the total parts in which the whole is divided is known as denominator. Numerator upon denominator is fraction. Again, consider an example here. How much of a pizza do we have below? The blue circle is our whole, and if we divide the whole into 8 congruent pieces, congruent means equal pieces, then the denominator would be 8. Yes, obviously, when we are dividing the whole into pieces, the total pieces to be considered as denominator. Now we can see that we have 7 of the pieces. One is already eaten and 7 are left. So the numerator is 7 and we have fraction is 7 upon 8. Now, types of fractions. What are the types of fractions? First, proper fractions and improper fractions, then mixed fractions, then like fractions and unlike fractions, unit fractions and whole fractions, then equivalent fractions. Now, what are proper fractions? In which numerator is greater than the denominator, like 1 upon 3, in which numerator, the above one, is less than the denominator. Improper fraction in which numerator is greater than the denominator, like 4 upon 3. Mixed fraction which has both a whole number and a fraction, like 1:1 upon 3. Now like and unlike fractions. What are the like fractions? Remember, the denominators are same, then the fractions are considered to be like fractions, like 1 upon 5, 8 upon 5, 3 upon 5, 4 upon 5. All are having same denominator as 5. So they are considered to be like fractions. Now what about unlike fractions? The denominators are different, like 5 upon 4, 5 upon 1. Here the denominator is 4 and in the second one the denominator is 1. So these are unlike fractions. Now unit fractions. In unit fractions, the numerator would be 1. That is 1 upon 2, 1 upon 4, 1 upon 9. All these are unit fractions. And what are whole fractions? Like 5 upon 1, in which the denominator is 1. We sometimes get confused when we talk about a number like 2. How would we represent it as the numerator upon denominator? We think that only numerator is there, that is 2. Then what about the denominator? In such numbers, we put the denominator as 1, that is 2 upon 1. These type of numbers are considered to be whole fractions. 5 upon 1, the denominator is 1, it's a whole fraction. Now, what are equivalent fractions? The different fractions that have the same value are called equivalent fractions, like 1 upon 2, 3 upon 6. Now, numerator is 3 and denominator is 6. You can do cutting very easily. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. So, what are you getting here? 1 upon 2. So, both are having the same values. So, in such a way, these kind of fractions are called equivalent fractions when they have the same value. Now, how to make equivalent fractions? What we do, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number, like 4 upon 5. I want an equivalent of this. So what I am doing here, I'm just multiplying it with 5. With whom? With the numerator as well as the denominator. 4 5s are 20, 5 5s are 25. So 20 upon 25 is equivalent to 4 upon 5. So in such way, you can find out many equivalent fractions of 4 upon 5. Multiplying by 2, then 3, then 4. In such a way, you can get many equivalent fractions. Now, addition of fractions. There are certain rules when you are doing addition as well as subtraction. You need to know few things. That is, you are simplifying. Now, then like and unlike fractions to be there. Then like fractions are compulsory to add. You can easily add the like fractions. But if there are unlike fractions, then always remember that you have to convert them to like fractions. So, and then you have to remember the denominators should not be added. Sometimes when you do questions, what you do, you add the denominators also, which is wrong. So keep this thing in the mind that the denominators should not be added. Always change improper fraction to a mixed fraction. When you're getting an answer in an improper fraction was what? In which numerator is greater than denominator, just convert it into mixed fraction. Similarly, you can do it in the subtraction. Now we are going to start exercise 2.1. Question number 1. Solve 2 minus 3 upon 5. Just before 2 minutes only I have told you that if any fraction is there which is not having anything there in the denominator, then what we do? We always put 1 in the denominator. Now here is 2 upon 1, then minus 3 upon 5. The rule, just remember the rule that if these are unlike fractions, yes, these are unlike fractions because denominators are not same. One is having 1 and other is having 5. Then we need to convert these fractions into like fractions. So changing fractions into the like fractions. How? By taking LCM of 1 and 5, which is 5. So first we will be converting 2 upon 1 into 10 upon 5 by multiplying by 5 upon 5. By converting the denominator into the LCM, which is 5. And how will you convert? By multiplying the numerator and denominator by the same number, that is 5 upon 5, which is 10 upon 5. Now 3 upon 5, what denominator we want? We want the denominator 5. Why 5? Because our LCM is 5. So 3 upon 5 will be multiplied by 1 only because already denominator is 5. So we no need to multiply 5 with any number. So we can multiply by 1. That is 3 upon 5. Now what is the question? We need to subtract both of that. So 10 upon 5 minus 3 upon 5. Now subtraction is there. The denominator will remain same. Remember, the denominators are not to be added or to be subtracted. It will be just 5 only. Then 10 minus 3 upon 5, which is 7 upon 5. Now 7 upon 5, when you will convert, you will get 1:2 upon 5. Now look at the third part of the first question. 3 upon 5 plus 2 upon 7. Again, the fractions are unlike fractions. Why unlike fractions? Because the denominators are different. So the very first step is to convert the unlike fractions into like fractions. How? By taking their LCMs and making the denominators same. So what we are going to do, we will change the fractions to like fractions by taking their LCM. Now LCM of 5 and 7 is 35. So how we will convert 3 upon 5? 5 into 35, 5 7s are 35. So we will be multiplying numerator as well as denominator by 7. So 3 7s are 21, 5 7s are 35. So 21 upon 35. Now 2 upon 7, we need to make 7 35. With what number you will multiply 7? We will multiply 7 with 5. 7 5s are 35. And remember, with the number we are multiplying to the denominator, the same number will be multiplied with the numerator also. So 2 upon 7 into 5 upon 5 will be 10 upon 35. Now we have got the like fractions. Now what was the question? The question was of addition. So we will be doing addition. 21 upon 35 plus 10 upon 35. Remember, the denominators are not to be added. It will be remaining only 35. And what will be the numerator? 21 plus 10 upon 35, which is 31 upon 35. Here were the introduction of fractions and question number 1, first part and third part of exercise 2.1. Thank you.